Hello, guys. This is Shay. I am a psychic medium. I'm a seer, and my strongest clair is clairsentient. I upload YouTube videos once in a while where I do tarot readings, channelings, or divining with different tools. It's different for each night. How I divine, what tool I use, and I hope that you guys will like it. So I hope that you enjoy it, and if you have any questions or if you want me to read for you, divine for you, you're welcome to contact me. My contact information is written in the description box down below. So, yes, let's get to the reading for tonight. Me renouncing wine. What sort of story is this? I have sufficient good sense, surely, not to fall for this. I, whose nights with drum and harp have overthrown piety, suddenly converted to its way. What sort of story is this? For sure, the Puritan excused the way of profligacy. Dependent entirely on guidance is love. Work like this. I am slave of that magician Pierre, who from ignorance freed me. The essence of kindness our Pierre shows when he does this. The full extent of the tavern's way I never knew clearly. If I had known it, how should piety have delayed me like this? The Puritan's pride and prayer, my drunkenness and dependency. Let us see which it is really has your favor, that or this. Last night I didn't sleep because a sage had said expressingly, if Hafez is drunk, grounds for complaints there is in this. Guys, you just have listened to the Hafez poetry. Now we focus on the Bibliomancy for tonight. The Spirit wanted me to ask you to read Genesis 1, verses 12 to the end of verses 13. Means read verses 12 and 13. Okay? Talks about contrasts, talks about every plant bears seed according to its kind, and every tree brings fruit with seed in it according to their own kind. It writes about differences. And after reading this, my eyes focused on the numbers on this page. As you guys know, I do like numerology. So, if you pay attention, I see the numbers 1. Below that, every paragraph starts with a number, right? I see 3, 6, 9. This makes me of Tesla. You can look him up, and his sayings about the mysteries of these 3 numbers. Quite interesting. And then I see the numbers 14 and 20 to the right. 14, you add 4 and 1 together, makes 5. 5 means changes, and 20 is 2, duality. So Genesis 1 verses 12 and 13 talk about duality, differences. And if you have read Genesis in the Bible, after explaining each day of creation, the last line ends with, and there was evening, and there was morning. And the first day, the second day, the third day, and so on. So these contrasts has been there since the first day of creation. The contrast is still here within each and every one of us and around us. Shows faces in situations, behaviors, skin colors, tastes. There is contrast, and the beauty in life is to observe these contrasts and get the benefit from both the light and the darkness, and create a harmony between them. Too much light hurts the eyes, too much darkness brings fear into you. So, now that we human beings are created in God's image, in the Creator's image, we have the ability to create contrasts in our own life. And we can also make this contrast beautiful. Create harmony between the dark side and the light side of yourself. Don't let one of the sides overshadow the other side. That's what I would advise you, because there is light and there is darkness in all of us. I do not blame anyone, because I'm not just light and love and goodness. All of us have our shadow sides. And even the most cruel human being on planet Earth has some good sides, but the shadow is dominating. That's sad but true. If we learn how to balance and create harmony between the shadow and the light within us, we will be having a more peaceful life to live in this day and age on planet Earth, right? So yes, and the contrast between feminine energy and masculine energy is as well very important to create. I am one of those who try to create balance. I always end up being the more feminine side. Not too much masculine energy is in me, but I have to create it and balance it out. So, but if it's not about your feminine and masculine energy, if it's about the shadow within you or around you, in this situation as well, you have to create balance. Okay? If you find yourself trapped in a dark situation, a dark place, my gut feeling wants to tell you that you have to try your best to get out of there, because after opening this chapter, Genesis in the Bible, I asked Spirit if they had more to tell. They wanted me to read some of Jeremiah for you too. So let me find it again. This is the first Kings, Isaiah and Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah. Oh yeah, Jeremiah 22. Read from verses 13 to 18. That's what I feel you should. What I do when I do Bibliomancy, I open the Bible. I have the old King James Version as always, and I let my pendulum decide for me which chapter to read and which verses to read. So what I got for you was Jeremiah chapter 21 verses 13 to 18. It writes, "Woe to him who builds his palace by unrighteousness, his upper rooms by injustice, making his countrymen work for nothing, not paying them for their labor. He says, I will build myself a great palace with spacious upper rooms. So he makes large windows in it, panels with cedar, and decorates it in red." Cedar, you can look up the elements of the cedar. I believe it is cedar wood is a very holy wood. You can use it in your rituals as well. I use it a lot in my own works. Look up its corresponding planet and its element if you like. Yeah, and it writes and decorates it in red. Red is the color of planet Mars. It's showing the element of fire and passion and blood, all that. And verses 15 writes, "Does it make you a king to have more and more cedar? Did not your father have food and drink?" Question mark. "He did what was right and just, so all went well with him. He defended the cause of the poor and needy, and so all went well. Is that not what it means to know me? Declares the Lord. But your eyes and your heart are set only on dishonest gain, on shedding innocent blood, and on oppression and extortion. Therefore, this is what the Lord says about Jehoiakim, son of Josiah, king of Judah. They will not mourn for him. Alas, my brother. Alas, my sister. They will not mourn for him. Alas, my master. Alas, his splendor." Yeah. Well, what I get from this is again this shadow side and the light side. These talk about the shadow side of one's ego. Ego can be good. Being a little bit selfish, self-centered can also be good, but too much of it can actually be harmful. By shedding blood, by being dishonest, by chapters and oppression and extortion. What you do if you do that is only to lower your own frequency. What will happen if your frequency is low? Well, you can't taste the pleasures of being loving, being at a high frequency, which is the opposite of what we read in verses 17. All right. So, if you're power hungry, if you are, I'm sorry if I'm honest, this reading might or might not resonate with you. It could be someone around you who is like that. By having more cedar or big windows, big houses, you don't get love. Simply don't. Nobody mourns for you if you die. Right? You'll be hated if you shed blood. You'll be hated if you're dishonest and unjust, oppress and extort. Right? That's what it says. This chapter's name is Judgment Against Evil Kings. It doesn't have to be about a king. Could be somebody who feels like a king because he has power or she has power, or he or she feel they have power, but in reality they are powerless, because a powerful person doesn't, a true powerful person doesn't let himself or herself end up in a low frequency. Alright, because it's harmful for oneself. Okay, you can have power, you can have big houses, but if you're hated, all of these means nothing, right? And the next one I got, the next chapter in the Bible I got was Isaiah 51. 51 verses 14 to 16. Yeah. Yes. It writes, the cowering prisoners will soon be set free. They will not die in their dungeon, nor will they lack bread. For I am the Lord, your God, who churns up the sea so that its waves roar. The Lord Almighty is His name. I have put my words in your mouth and covered you with the shadow of my hand. I who set the heavens in place, who laid the foundations of the earth, and who say to Zion, you are my people. Okay? So if you are not dealing with your own shadow side, if you are trapped in a dark situation, do not be afraid, because you are protected by your angels and spirit guides, by the universe. So, yes, that's what I get. And the other thing is that lately, even if I'm just reading the Bible for myself at home, or do readings, pull a couple of cards, these sun and moon and ocean waves pop up. I don't know why. I don't know what spirit wants me to understand by this. Give it time. Spirit shows me stuff and asks me to give it time. So verse 16 writes, I have put my words in your mouth and covered you with the shadow of my hand. So if you have something to say, don't be afraid to speak up. Whoever you are, you're protected. Are you a lady who has an abusive husband? Or the other way, some husbands are being abused by their wives. It doesn't matter. Or are you a youngster who are being abused by your teacher, by your parents, by your siblings? Just speak up, darling. Don't be afraid. You are protected. Okay? Yes, that's what I get. If you read about Tesla's theory of the numbers 369, you will understand that everything in life can be interpreted by numbers. So try to learn about the meaning of angel numbers. Try to learn about numerology a little bit and communicate with your angel spirit guides through numbers. Okay? That's what I get. And you are powerful, even though you might possibly be somebody who feels powerless and doesn't dare to speak up. Remember that you are created in God's image. You can change your own situation at any time. Right? You have your own free will. You have more power than you think you have. Yes. What my eyes want to focus on at this moment is Genesis 1 verses 6. That's when God separates the waters from each other. Yeah. The waters below and the waters above. So emotions are represented by the element of water. Try to create balance and within your psyche, within your emotions, okay? And they say that Tesla was OCD. He had obsessive compulsive disorder, if you're there's nothing wrong with that. You can always do something about it, right? If you have that, and if you're if you feel like you have lost a grip on controlling this, try to meditate a little and try to have power over your own emotions, okay? Because the more stressed you are, the more these obsessive compulsive disorder has power over you, okay? What comes to my mind this moment, what I see in my mind's eye is the card, the devil card, and the lover's card of the tarot, the wheel of fortune, and the empress. I don't know why. Do you have somebody around you who is obsessed with you, who is hurting you? Or are you the one who is obsessed with riches and greed and all that? Try to do something about it, because it only harms you within. Living a simple life is beautiful. It's beautiful. Yes, that's what I have for you guys. I send you many blessings, love and light, and have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.